Now, homeopathy, for a lot of people, is one of those mystery medicines, and we don't learn a lot about the foundations or the basics or the concepts of homeopathy in our schooling, although we do learn the foundations of Western conventional medicine in our schooling. So I'm trying to even the odds here for homeopathy and just let people know what it's all about to start with. So a lot of people ask me about the remedies. What are the remedies? What are they made from? How are they obtained? And so this basic introduction to homeopathy is all about the remedies. So in homeopathy, we will make the remedies out of just about anything that you would find in nature. This might include the plant, the animal, or the mineral kingdoms. If they're plants, they might be a lichen or they might be a fungus, poisonous or non-poisonous. Of course, poisonous things being highly medicinal. They might be coniferous plants, such as a juniper, or deciduous plants like an elm tree or any other kind of plant you might find. Animal remedies might include spiders or insects, tissues like feathers or scales, even secretions like snake venom is quite popular, or cuttlefish ink, that's known as sepia, it's a very well-known remedy. And even bacteria, protozoans, amoebas are well used. If we're talking minerals, it might be a gas of some kind. We might use salts, various salts, mineral salts, rocks and gemstones, diamond, ruby, and more simple rocks like calcium carbonate. Now, to make a remedy, you need the original material, a sample of that original substance to start with. And you basically need to solubilize it, make it into very fine particles, and this is done with a process known as trituration, which is essentially grinding up the substance, this is sulfur, with a bit of lactose, lactose being milk sugar and it being considered inert. So you'd grind it up a few times and make a dilution of the original substance. And then from that dilution, it's a solid dilution, you would dissolve it in some water mixture, shake it up quite vigorously. This is known as succussion. And from there we can proceed. And we proceed by making serial dilutions. So we would take 1 part of the substance and you dilute that in 9 parts of some other material, lactose or liquid, and that gives you a 1x or 1 in 10. If you do that with 1 part of the substance and 99 parts of the diluting substance, the other material, water or lactose, that would give you a 1C, 1 in 100. Now, if you dilute the 1 in 100 and take a sample of that, 1 part of that, 99 more parts of the diluting substance, and agitate it or triturate it, that would give you a 2C. If you do that, take that again, another sample, 1 part of that diluted substance, 99 more parts of some kind of mixture, water or lactose, and succuss it or grind it up again, that gives you a 3C. So if you did that several times, 27 more times actually, you would get a 30C. So at this point it's highly dilute. And some people do make their own remedies, and you can imagine it's very labor intensive. We commonly use, as homeopaths, 1M potencies, which is 1 part in 100, serially diluted 1,000 times. This is considered to be quite potent. Then once you have your liquid, it's either 1M or a 200C or a 30C, usually. You can inoculate some blank lactose pellets with that substance. And you can either take the liquid or you can take the pellets. So you generally take them orally, liquids or pellets, just put them under the tongue and let them dissolve or let it get absorbed. If you're very sensitive, you might be instructed to inhale the air coming off of the liquid or surrounding the pellets. And if you touch the pellets or if you spill some of the liquid on you, that in effect is giving yourself a dose. And if you're very sensitive, just being close to the remedies, even enclosed in vials, will affect you. And these are vibrationally sensitive people, and they are out there. Now, there is the issue of potency. This is one of the more controversial aspects of homeopathy, because it doesn't make sense to us from everything that we know about our material world. How can something that has been diluted 1,000 times serially be more potent than something that's only been diluted, say, 30 times? Well, we're not talking about biochemistry. We are talking about bringing out the essence of a substance, the more subtle aspects. And you do this by dilution. And there are studies showing that the more dilute a substance is, the more it has the capacity to pattern water. And homeopathy is a pattern or a vibrational medicine. So when we bring out the essence, what we're actually doing is not only making it less toxic or non-toxic, but we're making it subtle and yet distinctly profound. So how this medicine differs from, say, the medicine your doctor might give you if he's prescribing pharmaceuticals is that homeopathy doesn't work in a biochemical, typical lock and key, mechanistic or material model. It actually works on a level that's deeper than that. It will ultimately affect the biochemistry and physiology, but it doesn't do so directly. It does so by affecting the pattern that's stuck, fixed in the person, that is holding the unhealthy biochemistry and physiology in place. How the medicine actually works in its gritty details is actually not known. The science has not yet caught up with homeopathy, although I know it eventually will once we have more subtle ways of measuring the medicines and their vibrations. I will say, though, that homeopathy is not a religious view. It is not based on faith. You don't need to believe in it in order for it to work for you. Some of the most staunch supporters of homeopathy started out as people trying to discredit the medicine and eventually realized that it was a very profound mechanism for healing people. It does work on a level that's deeper than the biochemistry and ultimately will affect the biochemistry and help normalize lab results. And I've seen this time and time again. And if you haven't already seen the presentation, What is Homeopathy?, which is about the basics of homeopathy and its premise, I encourage you to check that out to round out your homeopathic education. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.